Hello, and welcome to the Coach Right podcast, where we explore how to turn coaching expertise into published pages. I'm your host, Helen O'Neill, portfolio career specialist, accredited future of work coach, author and creator of Coach Right 90, the writing program specifically designed for coaches. You can get the episode show notes and your free guide to publishing options at coachright.co.uk. It's time for the next chapter. Welcome to episode 11 of the Coach Right podcast. Helen here, recording on Saturday, the 27th of December, 2025. It's that weird in-betweeny bit when none of us are really sure what day of the week it is, but it's definitely still okay to have chocolate for breakfast. As we have a 5-week month today, I'm bringing you a minisode with some of my favourite tips to help make your non-fiction book unputdownable. Because it's all well and good to decide you're going to write a book, then you need people to actually read it. First, a quick update. I'm delighted to say that the draft of the Resilience book is done. It ended up just shy of 60,000 words, which I will need to keep an eye on as I'm normally an underwriter and I don't want it to end up being a tome. I wrote the end 5 days before Christmas, which meant I could rest it for a week before I start editing later today. I'll start by making a nice cup of tea, doing a read through and making notes of anything and everything that needs changing, bits that might need moving around, whether there are any gaps that need to be filled. This structural editing phase is really important for making sure that the book feels cohesive and balanced. Once I've actioned all the changes I want to make, I'll pop the manuscript into Claude, which at the moment is still my AI tool of choice for creative work, and I'll ask it for structural recommendations, any areas where the writing could be improved or any gaps. I find Claude is far better able to cope with longer form text and considerably less sycophantic. The false flattery from ChatGPT at the moment is a bit annoying. Just before Christmas, I met up with my local writer friends. We met last summer at the Self-Publishing Show Live conference and have been meeting up regularly ever since. There are 4 of us. 1 writes middle grade, 1 urban fantasy, 1 rockstar romance, and me writing non-fiction and mystery. We're all very different, but what's brilliant is how we all come together to talk shop and to learn from each other. We'll talk a bit more about community in the tips section. Coaching-wise, it's been a quiet few weeks as clients have headed off for their own Christmas breaks and I slow down my pace, thinking more about input and planning and less about output and doing. Of course, as this goes out, that will be about to change. While the first full week back is still a little way away, I'm always raring to go once New Year arrives and can already feel the restorative power that a festive rest brings. Which is lucky because the first few weeks of 2026 are fully booked, which is wonderful. I'm not really one for New Year's resolutions, but I do like to set an intention. As I mentioned a few weeks ago, my word of the year is simplicity. People often comment on the breadth and depth of the work I do, and that is very much the life of a portfolio professional. That said, no one embarks on this kind of career because they want to be on some sort of workaholic hamster wheel. The opposite is normally true, and it certainly was for me. It's about purpose-aligned living, and having diversification in your career enables you to make choices. Sometimes that includes taking stock and making sure there are no unnecessary areas of busy work creeping in. My inner geek might also secretly be looking forward to tinkering with automations. Well, because what's the point of a diverse career if you aren't enjoying it? A quick reminder of some of the things coming up that you might like to get involved in. First, if you're a coach and ready to kickstart your book project in 2026, come along and join us in Coach Right 90, the only writing program hosted by a coach for coaches. If you've got any questions, drop me an email, helen@coachright.co.uk, and we can have a quick chat. The second is for EMCC members. I'd love to invite you to join us for a series of spotlight sessions for aspiring writers. The launch is on the 13th of February. And last but not least, if you're considering embarking on a career change in 2026, levelling up, pivoting, or moving to a portfolio career, my book, People Who Pivot, is a practical guide to help you do the pre-thinking. It's a great way to start and a fantastic accompaniment to coaching, available wherever you buy your books. Right, enough updates. Let's talk about tips. I started Coach Write because I noticed that there were and are a lot of misconceptions about writing and publishing a book in the coaching space. And they are two of my favourite things. So I wanted to do something about that. My mission is to help professional coaches turn their expertise into published pages. That's the purpose. And I'm also all about how. So today I'm going to share some of my tips. Here we go. Number 1, start with story. Yes, I know you're writing non-fiction and you might be used to writing academic papers or articles where the rule is to start with fact. Now you're writing a book you want people to buy and to read. People choose books that entertain as well as educate. And so bringing your ideas to life through narrative is a way to achieve that and make it more relatable. Number 2, write like you. If I see one more post on social media that's been auto-generated and copied verbatim from AI, it will be too soon. I don't want to read that. Do you? Really? Don't be that person. If this soapbox sounds like me, it's because it is me. This is how I talk. This is how I write. This is my voice. Write like you. That's what the reader wants. Not something auto-generated, and not something where you're trying to be something that you're not. Number 3, define the hero's journey. Your reader is your hero. Consider where they are now and where they want to be. What is the bridge that you can build that will take them between those two places? That might be your coaching framework. It might be a series of exercises that you use most frequently with your clients. Map this out and use it as the basis for the structure of your book. Number 4, structure. So speaking of structure, take a look at the books on your bookshelf. Look at whether they have sections, how many chapters they have, how long they are. How is the text broken up on the page? Consider what you like in terms of structure and what you don't. Then use this information to build the scaffolding of the book you're going to write. Read like a writer. Lean into those coaching skills of noticing. Number 5, find your tribe. Like many transformational goals, having a community is the secret sauce for success. One of the reasons I started Coach Write was because I recognized that there's something special in a group of coaches coming together with a shared purpose. For some, it's the accountability of knowing others will be at a writing sprint and not wanting to be the one that doesn't show up. For others, it's about having a place to ask questions and celebrate success. Number 6, get a coach. Seriously, why would a coach not have a coach to be with them as they work towards a goal? Coaching is all about finding the answers within, and the chances are you've been reading the kind of books you want to write for years. So you probably know a lot more than you think you do, and you can easily learn the rest with the right help. Number 7, judge a book by its cover. The cover of your book is the promise to your reader. I'm sure we've all been in situations where we've picked up a book expecting it to be one thing, only to start reading and find out it was another altogether. Most disappointing. Start to think about this early on. Look at the covers of the books that are similar to yours. Bonus points for keeping a folder or mood board that captures these. You'll thank me later. Number 8, publish a hardback. Fun fact, 10% of non-fiction book sales are hardback, yet it amazes me how many authors don't publish in this format. What a waste. If you're independently publishing, this is a really easy thing to do and will mean your book reaches far more readers. Number 9, be professional. Your book is part of your business. Regardless of how you publish, you will work with editors, cover designers, and be responsible for marketing. The more you invest in terms of time and quality, the better your product will be. Your book is a representation of you and your brand. Do it right, and it will be something to be proud of for the rest of your life. Number 10, enjoy it. Writing a book is really fun. You get to do loads of research. You get to articulate your thoughts in the written form. You get to help people you might never know. Yes, it's hard work, but it's intrinsically motivating and utterly worth it. So there we are, my top tips for writing and publishing a successful non-fiction book. If you have any tips of your own, I'd love to hear them. Add a comment or drop me an email, helen@coachwright.co.uk. Next week, we're back to our normal schedule, and I am joined by Kenny Archer, where we'll be talking all about his book, The Story Behind the Coach. Have a wonderful new year, and I will see you for the next chapter. Thank you for joining me today. You can get the show notes and your free guide to publishing options at coachwright.co.uk. Remember to subscribe and leave a review on your podcatcher of choice. Your words can make a difference. A review can too. If you'd like to connect, find me on LinkedIn, O'Neill Helen, that's O'Neill, O'Neill, or on Instagram at Helen O'Neill Coaching. I'll see you for the next chapter of Coach Wright.